And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. We begin with a couple's plan for the come-up with an online hookup. This case shows how some people are scheming against you to get their hands on a few weak-ass dollars. Rachel Juarez is accused of luring a guy to her apartment for sex after meeting him on a dating app. Investigators believe she and her boyfriend, Ron J. Cook, set up the fake profile. Once the guy arrived, prosecutors say Juarez and Cook attempted to rob him. The victim was able to run to his vehicle, his car outside, with Cook behind him. Investigators say he was able to pull out his gun, shooting and killing Cook. That's Juarez's boyfriend and the man who allegedly tried to rob him. Juarez was arrested and is in the county jail with a long-ass face you see there. The charge against her is aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon because she pulled out a knife during the encounter. Let's turn to our guest here on The Factor Uncensored, retired police officer Todd White and Dr. D. Yvonne Young. Glad to have you both here on The Factor Uncensored. So, Todd, when you see a case like this and someone is just looking for a hookup,
right?
And I can't really say just looking for a hookup because just comes with a lot of consequences.
Right.
When you see a situation like this, Todd, what are your thoughts about it?
Well, I think first of all, for an individual to try to avoid situations like this, they shouldn't be online, advertising their bling. In this age of bling and BBLs, people are putting all their bling out there trying to catch a BBL. And what ends up happening is you're maybe announcing yourself to Bonnie and Clyde, like this guy did. Bonnie and Clyde came and found him because he's probably online showing, he had some wares that they want to get their hands on.
And Todd, the problem is we see so many young people doing exactly what you said they shouldn't be doing, right?
Right. Exactly. I mean, you see it on Facebook. You've seen robberies. You've seen a lot of robberies come out of people just going online, showing all their wares. And even when you're not online, when you have your initial conversations with people, you don't need to be telling them about your assets, talking about what you have. A lot of guys think that, oh, in order for me to win these girls, I've got to, show my bling. I've got to be a baller. Well, that ends up backfiring on you sometimes because, it may work sometimes. You may get the girl you're looking for. But a lot of times you're going to end up like this, being a victim. You may be setting yourself up for her to show up, but her boyfriend's coming too with his pistol.
And Dr. Young, this isn't the first time we've seen this. We've had over a dozen cases in Fulton County, Georgia. Then we had cases in California, all over the country, where people are lured through dating apps to meet each other, and then there are people who are trying to take advantage of it.
Man, pimping hadn't stopped. I mean, it's the same game, different modem.
Right.
So when you have somebody, just like Todd said, when somebody is attempting to make themselves look more valuable and to have something where someone could say, you know what, I want to get with this guy. He has something to offer. It looks like he has a few resources. Well, people will do a whole lot of things that are strange to get your change. One of them is rob you. The other thing is when you write up these dating profiles, you have to ask yourself, why am I being so desperate? Take your time, vet people. Don't go and put out there every laundry list about what your blind spots are, where you're vulnerable, what your needs are, because some people are reading that, and what you've given them, Isaiah, is a roadmap straight up into your wallet or more or less into your mind. And the exploitation, this guy got exploited right up front. The worst exploitation is when it's not up front and it's over time, and it's like putting that frog in a cold water on the stove. He'll stay in there and you turn up the heat, he boils himself to death, right? Same thing here. You get the heat turned up on you when you make yourself susceptible or vulnerable to exploitation because you think that you're going to ingratiate or encourage someone by dangling a carrot, and you might end up being the one that's in the stew, not the carrot.
And Todd, for women, it's a different story. They don't they don't necessarily have to be flossy or display or say or brag about what they have. They can just be a woman, and they go to that date and that man is looking to take advantage of it.
That's that BBL prize that the man is looking for, and he comes across and he wants to take advantage of it. But I think when the first date, you should be meeting somebody in a public place with a lot of people there.
Definitely not at their home.
Definitely not at their home, and not in the parking lot, because the parking lot is a vandal's heaven. I can kill you, rob you, whatever I want to do, and jump in my car and I'm gone before anybody can even call 911. So if you're going on a first date, make sure it's a public place, I know women always hear this, but men need to hear it too these days, because they need to make sure they're in a public place, preferably a well-lit place, so people can see you. So you're in the danger of this happening, because if they were in a restaurant somewhere, more likely this would not have happened, because there are too many people around. But you fall for the carrot of, like the doc said, of thinking you're going to go and have a good hookup, and you end up becoming a victim.
Well, one other thing that what Todd just said is, also let somebody else know where in the hell you're going.
Right.
You know, have that thing where, you know, we used to do it when it was like somebody that you get there and be like, oh man, this ain't working, call me in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there should be something where you have somebody say, hey, especially ladies, if I haven't checked in with you,
right,
within, you know, I just got here, I'm getting out the car. If I don't call you back and give you a code word to let you know I'm good, I'm probably not good. So a lot of this stuff is use some common damn sense and stop letting your libido and your voids be the guiding star for your stupidity.
And that's key, Dr. Young, because so many people are up to shady stuff when they're trying to go on these online and using these dating apps. They're trying to go for a hookup, and they're keeping it low key, and it could end up hurting them or backfiring on them, like this case.
Well, the worst thing that could have happened in this case is dude didn't get jacked, he could have got killed. He could have come up missing. And people nowadays, for whatever reason, they have no problem killing you.
Right.
They have no problem putting you in a situation that you're not going to come back from. So here's the simple thing. Vet people before you go and put yourself in a compromised state.
Really quick, how do you do that if you don't have the resources?
Real simple. Man, first of all, Skype or Zoom or use some app, FaceTime, where you say, you know what, I hear what you're saying, but I want to see your face. I want to see what you look like. Second thing, verify people. There should be a consistency with their LinkedIn profile, their Instagram profile, Facebook or TikTok or whatever social media site. And then the third thing is look for people that may know the people that know them that you know. There's 6 degrees of separation, and the world is getting smaller, especially because of the screen. Do your homework, vet people, and there are lots of ways out there where you can just be bold enough to say, you know what, I don't need to see your driver's license, but let me see something that lets me know that you are who you say you are, what you say you are, and if it doesn't add up, don't do it.
All right, Dr. D. Yvonne Young and Todd White, thank you both for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.